Hello and welcome to Multifamily Investing with Bob Biggins. I am Bob Biggins, and today I have the luxury of sitting with Mr. Ryan Katowich. Ryan is the broker owner of Realty Executives in St. Joseph, Michigan. And under full disclosure, he is now Biggins Team broker because we've changed brokerages, and now we are part of Realty Executives. And Ryan is a firefighter. He's a builder. Was a builder. Is a firefighter. Is a husband. Is a dad. And of course, he manages the brokerage here. But I can't really do right by his bio. So Ryan, welcome, and I'm going to have you kick right in and give me a brief rundown on your bio.
Okay. So I was a licensed builder for 25 plus years, right out of high school, very green, didn't know what the heck I was doing. Spent a few years in Florida as a framer, and was very fortunate to, the guy that I worked for would pull me off framing every other day. I hated it because I love framing. I'm 18, 19, or well, I guess 21, 22 at that point. So I loved framing. It was fun. It was exciting. You're climbing all over trusses and everything else, right? And and he'd pull me off every other day to go hang cabinets or lay tile, and it just so irritating. But I didn't realize he was teaching me like everything about the trade,
right?
Everything about the trade, and he was he was a perfectionist, and he would teach me the right way to do things. So I learned from him, cut my teeth on that, right. And enjoyed a very lucrative career as a licensed builder when I was able to move back here and get my builder's license. I was actually in a machine shop for a couple years before that. And my old employer allowed me to study nights when I was running the machines and get the builder's license. So, builder, and then had been trying to convince Lisa for years and years to get her real estate license. And suddenly one of her friends tells her that she should go get her real estate license, and it's all of a sudden a brilliant idea. I'm like, been trying for years. So we go get our license together. This was 2017, and I'm still building construction. And in the meantime, we did buy a couple of properties and start renovating some rentals, which I credit for the ability to transition, because in real estate, you're 100% commission. If you don't go out of the cave, kill it, and drag it home, your kids get skinny. Yep. It makes for really skinny kids, and desperate salesmen are lousy salesmen, right? So having rental properties was probably the biggest blessing that I've ever had in my life, to allow for that transition, because I always figured there's no way I'm going to be able to hang up my hammer. This is too inconsistent. We're not any good at it. We're very new, But for a few years, Lisa was in the office over at another brokerage, and she did pretty well. I mean, it was tough going. I think real estate is, they say on average it takes about 3 years to really get established.
Right.
And so going into our third year, it was a little slow in construction. It was the middle of winter, and January sometime. So I said, I'm just going to go in the office and see what happens, and started getting busy, started putting deals together, and it was a lot of fun. It was very nice working with my wife, and my knees were thanking me every day for not crawling around and killing myself in construction.
Right. For those who can't tell, Ryan is about 6'6", so bending down on his knees doing tile or anything plumbing like that is got to be tough.
I was blessed with a strong back. I never had any back problems, but I do have some knee issues. Gotcha. I've already had a couple of surgeries, and so it was a nice blessing to get into the office and be able to start putting some deals together. And by March, April of that winter, or spring, I should say, we sold the company. Turned it over to another guy that wanted to take off with it, and sold the construction company, sold the plow list, sold everything, all the pieces and parts, and I was thrilled to do it, and then take real estate full time. It was about, I want to say, 3 years later, I had gotten my broker's license, and then had the opportunity to buy into Realty Executives, and that was winter of 23, and then by the fall of 24, we decided things weren't working with the partner I was with. I was a partner in his in the rental management company, the the brokerage, and also a short-term rental venture that we had one big client and a few others. That didn't go so well. There were a lot of issues with the property management company, issues that my other partner was not seeing as much. He was not seeing that the property managers were not doing their job. It was tough to get them to respond, to answer their dang phones. And there was a little bit of nepotism too. So there was a family relative, and so we just decided, hey, it's better for him to go his way. He can do the property management. We'll take the brokerage, and so it's been good. It's been really good. It was a lot of stress at the time. Glad I went through it, and but that really wasn't your question about the bio. I guess. It was more of background on how I got here.
Well, you actually got to my next question, which was owning a brokerage. How's that fared? How's that been compared to what you thought it would be?
So it's been a lot of transition, a lot of work so far. I'm very thankful for the place I'm at now. It's hard to tell how the brokerage is doing, I should say, because we had last year was a full, well, not even a full year really, but it was a transition year. We moved from the other office to this one, so we had a lot of expenses there. We had build out because we have a title company that's affiliated with us, and they're in our shared space, so we sublease to them, and a lender as well. So a lot of transition this year. This will be the first full year.
26 will.
2026 will be a first full year of normalcy, I'll say, and we're off to a banging start. We've settled into our space. Real estate's going pretty well. It's been a little slower year, I feel like, overall for most agents.
Right.
But I think we're doing well, and we've added a whole bunch of agents this summer. So I'm very optimistic for the future. I love that. I love the culture we're building.
Gotcha.
We really focus on this being a family. I don't want to. We spend way too many hours in the office around people. I don't want to not like the people I'm around.
Right.
I mean, that's long and short of it. I want to have people that I enjoy being with, that we can all share camaraderie. Real estate is tough. Everybody knows 16 realtors.
Right.
And driving down the road, and all of a sudden you see somebody that you thought would have called you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there's a sign in their yard, and that can break your heart. You have to have a thick skin.
Yes, for
so
sure.
we need that camaraderie. We're all therapists.
Yeah.
Seems like we're all sitting around, talking to our clients, and I would say like 70% of it has nothing to do with real estate. It's about their life and what struggles they have.
Right.
And that's great. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're trying to help them figure out
big decisions
for them.
them.
And they don't teach any of this in school.
No.
No,
No, it's life on the job training.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, you've got how many agents now?
24.
24. And when you started, or I guess when you moved from the other office, you're in a big office here on Hilltop Road. And how many agents did you come over with?
15.
Wow. So you've got up 9 agents.
Yep.
That's in how long?
Including you and Amy.
Including us. We are 2.
Yep.
So 7 plus 2, 7 plus us. And so with 9 new agents, looks like you're picking up a new agent or about 0.6 or 0.7 agent every month.
Yeah.
For the last 15 months or so that you've been transitioned over. That's great. That's better than most. I mean, you're a pretty hot commodity right now. I think being the new kid on the block or the
Yeah, I
new
would
kid,
say.
new location, new broker, new
Yeah.
broker, same brokerage, but a lot of new faces.
New ownership. Yeah.
New ownership, new
Yep.
faces.
New management. Yeah.
New
And
management.
new faces. Yeah.
And a new building.
Yes, we love our building.
Yes,
We really do. We
very
were in a
nice.
very dark, used to be an old grocery store. So there
Oh,
was
really?
like literally 2 windows in the entire building, and
Ah.
one was in my office. So it was like, but no, this space is great.
Yeah.
It's expandable. We've got a lot of light, and they're doing a lot of renovations on the building itself. So, pretty soon here we're going to have landscaping. They tell me,
Great.
and a sign out front that isn't on 4x4 posts, temporary posts and sandbags.
Yep.
So,
Growing pains.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
we all have them.
Yep.
How has being a licensed Michigan builder influenced the way you approach deals, both good and bad, when you're buying your son? Because you're still an active salesperson.
Oh yes, yeah.
You're
I do
selling
have
deals and you're listing deals, and
Yep.
so you're
I
a
do
broker
my own
owner
book of business
and
try to
absolutely.
keep
So-
things straight and
and have the
partition.
leadership to lead all the other newer agents that are coming in.
Yep.
I know you got some new fresh blood coming in, like new people that are going to need mentored and trained, and
Absolutely.
so you'll be doing
I'd
dual
say
agent for a while.
I'd say being a builder has always been, it's a double-edged sword. I like to educate my clients, but I get ahead of myself a lot of times, and I chase people out of homes before they even have a chance to tell me if they like it or not.
Right.
And that's like my wife always used to say to me, Ryan, would you just give them a chance? Just have them look at this. I'm like, nope, this house stinks. We need to move on to the next, And so she used to joke with me that I should print up my business cards. Ryan chases people out of homes for a living. that's what I do anyway. So that's been I look at it as a benefit to my clients. I'm putting them in a good home, or even if it's not the home that I like for them, at least they know exactly what they're getting into. Right. I never want to be a cuss word in somebody else's home. I don't want my name to be a cuss word. That's set your goals, I guess, but that's one of my number one goals, is that I want to do right by my clients.
Sure.
And there's a little side benefit to me. If I sell you a really nice home, roughly 3 to 5 years on average, you're going to move.
Right.
And I'm hopefully going to be the guy you call to list it. So
and you're going to have friends, you're going to have people at church, you're going to have people that they're going to refer you to ideally.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's never been about a sale. It's always been looking at the quality of the home, the components of the home, to let people know, hey, in about 3 years you're looking at a new furnace. Start saving now. One of my biggest compliments, I'd say, is when I'm sitting with the home inspector and the buyer, and they're just sitting there nodding because they knew everything he's telling them.
Right.
And they're like, yep, we knew that. Yep, we knew that. Yep,
right.
We knew that. And then
no
it's
surprises.
Just no surprises. It's a smooth deal, and then it's off to the appraisal and hopefully close.
Mm-hmm.
So being a builder, I would say, is a huge benefit in that respect. I just get in my own way sometimes and need to let the folks, walk through and enjoy the process a little bit more sometimes.
You know too much.
Possibly. And I'm too damn honest. I won't be like, look over here at the drapes, and this is great, and don't look over here,
That's sloping down there. That's cracked because of this.
Right.
Exactly.
Foundations like this, big old crack you could poke your finger into.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Well, where do you get your energy driver, your purpose? You're doing, you got a lot going on here. What's your purpose? What's your why?
Always. I just really love what I do. I honestly do. It's with construction, I loved that too. I loved the process. Seeing a blank canvas, having a vision in my head, and 2-3 weeks later, something was there,
Mm-hmm.
that I could be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot more nebulous. It's a lot more, about helping people, and a side benefit of, if you do right by people all the time, a side benefit is, eventually you get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dave Ramsey used to say, if you just love on people, you never have to worry about money. And
Right.
I firmly believe that.
Right.
So, and now I've found that I actually get to do that in 2 ways. I get to love on my agents, because it's not easy. real estate is tough. There are days when you just want to chuck that phone, throw your computer, burn it all down, right? I mean, there are days.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to be here. It's nice to talk to my agents, walk around the office, hear their stories, hear what they're going through. And I'm in the trenches with them. You know, it's not like I'm in this ivory tower and I'm just the broker that, you know, is bringing more clients in. I'm doing it too. You know, I get dirt thrown in my face on a regular too, you know. So so that part I think everybody feels that too.
Tell me about a tough one. Tell me one that really could be recent, could have been a long time ago, where either a client really, you had to fire them, or a bad inspection report, or a lender, or a title off. Give me a story on why you're ready to check the computer.
Pick it. I mean, what day is it? I mean, there's one every other day, it seems like. Recently, I thought I had a deal locked up because it was a friend and it was a relocation, and I didn't assume that I had it. I did the work, and he went with another agent, and I thought, you know, it just surprised me. Took my breath away. I was like, oh man, serious?
Yeah.
And I was trying to be more conservative in the market, and I was wrong. I mean, I'll be the first to admit it. They listed the house with this other agent, and they listed it a little higher than I was comfortable with, and it was under contract in a day and a half. I mean, it was like ridiculous, you know? So we all get surprised by the market.
Yep.
It's constantly changing.
Right.
It's constantly surprising us, and you learn from it, you know? I should have just rolled with it. Maybe that was the issue. Maybe he thought that I was just a little too negative Nancy. I don't know. But so that one was
it stings a little bit.
Stings.
Yeah.
I've had other deals, like one of my very first deals, and I didn't know what I was doing very, very well. You know, it was like, I mean, we were 6 months in, and very inexpensive home. I believe it was actually a modular home out in Hartford, and the septic system was the time of year that it was inspected. It was flooding. It was spring, and they said that the holding tank was, you know, basically refusing the septic waste coming in, and which fine. I mean, we actually did a good job taking care of our client. I had resources for, you know, septic and well guys that took and did a really reasonable cost, and he actually he said, well, you know, in this area the water table's high. He goes, I can actually just raise this tank up about 2 feet. He goes, it's not ideal, but it will get you out of the water table, and all summer and all winter it's going to be perfect. It's just a couple weeks in the spring and the fall where it's a little overwhelmed, and that's exactly what we did. It still costs like $4 or $5 grand to have the buyer back out, like a week and a half before closing. The buyer backs out, and at this point it had gone far enough into the summer season where if they would have inspected it at that point, it would have been just fine, you know. So it stung that it cost my seller another $4 grand, but it was like, well, I mean, at least we know now
it needed it done.
It needed to be done. It really did.
Yeah.
So
did it sell pretty good after that?
That one went on forever.
That's just,
you know, it seems like
so they had to spend money and then it didn't sell.
It seems like the smaller the property, the less expensive. It's just naturally more drama, you know.
Yeah.
And so you'll end up beating your head against the wall for some of these that you know, you're not going to really see much at the, you know, it turns out you're working for minimum wage or less.
How many hours you got into it.
Right. So everybody thinks, oh, realtors, they make a killing, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes we do, you know, but they have to make up for the ones where, you know, the 10 deals that we were beating our head against the wall. Yeah. And these are concrete walls. I mean, I can only do that so long before I pass out.
Yes, that is for sure. There's no typical day in real estate.
No, there is not.
Yeah, in multifamily or in brokering, brokerage.
Yep.
Long-term goals for brokerage. I mean, 50 agents, 100 agents,
Oh gosh.
biggest in town. I mean, what's the big vision? What's
Honestly,
the big
honestly,
thing?
I don't want to grow that fast. That I don't want to be like. I've seen a few brokerages that
You came from a brokerage that was
that grew
70 or 80
extremely
people.
fast.
I mean,
Yep.
they were really
They grew
on
extremely
fire.
fast, and they I wouldn't say they crumbled, but they've had some issues, and they lost a bunch of agents.
Mhm.
So, Realty Executives as a brand has always been about experienced agents for the
Okay.
most part. We call ourselves executives
Right.
because we are professionals. We all
Mhm.
know what we're doing.
Mhm.
We are not new agents for the most part. I have taken on a few agents right
Mhm.
now that are newer, and I will coach them up, and I think they'll be great additions to our team. But for the most part, I'm not about just putting butts in seats.
Right.
I'm really not. So I'm very protective of our culture. I want to love the people that are
Mhm.
here, and I don't want it to be just let's get some more in the
Numbers.
door. Yeah,
Right.
that's never been about that. So
Cool.
yeah.
Good strategy. Would you rather list or have the buyer for a $2 million deal, like a beach house, or a 24-unit multifamily property, $2 million? Would you rather have the buyer or the seller? And would you rather do it on the luxury home or the multifamily?
Hmm. I have always enjoyed the buying side as a buyer's agent. I know they always say in real estate, listings last.
Listings are the key.
Listings,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
This. Lisa does a great job with listings, and I would happily defer to her to handle listings.
Gotcha.
I'm more of a let's go take a look at these properties,
Mm-hmm.
and if I see something that bothers me about it, I'm going to tell you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do prefer being on the buyer side, because with listing, it's like that's your baby, and I have to tell you that really this part of this home you did for yourself. Nobody else really
Right.
cares.
The
Or
purple color, the purple wall.
exactly.
You got the nice pink wall
Right.
here, or you
Or
got
the family shrine of pictures
yes,
that
yes.
they're gonna, yeah, it looks great, but they're gonna walk through your home and I know him and I
I
know
know,
her,
yeah,
and what's she
exactly.
doing now? And then they're distracted. So
Exactly.
selling a home, Lisa's very brutally honest. She says, "Hey, you didn't hire me to be your best friend." And she's like, "You want me to sell your home? This is what you need to do." And she'll make a list, and
Pow,
she's
pow,
very
pow.
efficient, and she's got a great eye for decorating. So
Gotcha.
I love to give listings to Lisa. List with Lisa.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
Buy with Rye. That was our tagline for a while.
Nice.
Yep. So I would much rather be on that. As far as the residential $2 million deal on a beach house on the lake versus a multi-unit, I feel like I'm more comfortable in the residential space.
Okay.
I think we have a great dynamic here, and even more so now with you being on board. You're so much more attuned to the multifamily world. I'm calling you on a fairly regular basis, asking questions about multifamilies.
Sure.
So I would defer to you, and then Keen also has a great background.
Oh, yeah.
Keen Taylor, my partner here at Realty Executives, has a 30 plus years in the
Commercial lending space.
banking world, in the commercial lending world. So great resource for that. Plus he sells, $1 bazillion a year in commercial,
Right.
and some of it is multifamily. Just sold
Certainly.
a 7-unit
Mhm.
on South State. So.
Mhm.
So for me, I'm more comfortable in the residential space. I
Gotcha.
have sold a few homes along the lake. I've got a couple clients I'm working with now that hopefully we find something. It's just, inventory is a little tougher. But I feel very comfortable especially on the lake, because there's a lot to a lake property that you need to be aware of.
Right.
With revetment and with setbacks and with critical dunes and with all these things. That I feel very comfortable with. So,
Good.
yeah.
Makes sense. Well, this is a multifamily channel. Do you have any good stories or multifamily listings or maintenance issues or any odd things that you've had either with yours or with others or with ones that you've listed or ones you've had the buyer on? I know you had those ones down on several duplexes there down that one road before that had the homeowners association and all that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
that was.
You had like 5 duplex listings.
Yeah, they were
one
all.
time.
Those were actually all condos. So each side of the duplex could have been sold individually.
Oh boy!
And that was a strategy we talked about because, frankly, I feel like I could have sold them for more. Each side,
Right.
as a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, or even some of them were 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 3-2.
Uh-huh.
The one was a 3-2.
Okay.
And so, I think that one sold for $250. But if I would have listed that, I probably would have listed each individual side at, $145,
Yeah.
$150, and probably got it.
Gotcha.
So it was a bit unique. Still working with that client who bought them as well as the seller. We're getting ready to list another 4 units. So,
beautiful.
Yeah. So I love how one deal works. Works into the next.
Multifamily world, a little on the smaller residential.
Sure.
So you kind of you get to know people seemingly in the lending space or in the brokerage space or in the buyer and seller space or the operations space.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you get to know people quicker.
Yep.
Because there's just less people to get to know.
Yep. And then I'm always amazed at my own tenants. I would say if I was going to say anything else, it's like, I can build a home from scratch. I literally have all the tools and I have all the know-how, and I have done it several
Mm-hmm.
times. But then I'll get a tenant that calls me on a Sunday night at 10:30 because he can't figure out why this light switch isn't working. And I'll say, did you go
Change
check
the bulb?
Did you check the panel? And what's the panel? You're a grown man, right?
Yeah.
You're in your 30s.
The electrical panel.
There's an electrical. No, I had no. I'm like talking him through. Walk down in the basement. There's this gray box. You
Right.
Open that up. Is there one of those switches over to the left? Or over to the right?
Yeah.
It works. It's like, wow. Okay. So.
Or what I'll get from my stories, it's a light bulb. The light doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a light bulb.
Literally.
Like,
wow.
Unscrew the little nut, drop the globe. You'll
So,
see a burned out light bulb.
I
Put
have-
a new one in there.
I only have a few units.
Yeah.
You have several. I
Yeah.
can't imagine the calls you've had. I'd like to interview you.
But
I'm
I've
sure
done that
you've got some stories.
a lot of times walking people through the panel. Like that's a very common one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just people, or you have a double GFCI and
Mhm.
it's in a kitchen and maybe 2 in the kitchen and there's a bathroom on the back side and they've used that GFCI in the kitchen, daisy chained into the bathroom one.
And didn't realize that you have to hit the one in the kitchen to fix
Exactly.
the one in the bathroom. Yeah.
And they're like, we've done everything we can. We went to the panel. We've done everything. I said, did you check the GFCI? Well, it's not a GFCI. Well, it has to be in a bathroom. So
Yeah.
it's got to be in the kitchen. Go in the kitchen. There's 2 little buttons on that. Oh yeah, hit the button. Go in, and they can hear the exhaust fan take off, or
Yep,
they're
yep.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you. I understand that that's very common, and we're just used to knowing that stuff because that's our industry.
Yep.
That'd be like if somebody put us in a law office, we'd be like, oh gosh, where do you go in a law office?
Right.
But this is our world we're
Yep.
in.
But I guess I would just expect people to know how homes. I mean, you've lived in a home your whole life.
But if your
You
parents
should
didn't know and they didn't teach
Yeah,
you, then
yeah,
I
that's-
mean, it's
that's
just
it. That's
it's
it.
just a lot of
Yep,
of that. We come from dirty hands life, and a lot
Right.
of people don't.
Right.
Or they're into just
Yep.
different stuff.
So I have learned to have a very lengthy conversation with tenants before I get on the phone with a plumber.
Oh
Or
yeah,
an electrician
Oh,
or
absolutely.
a mechanical contractor. Hey, did you check the air filter in the,
Absolutely.
in the furnace?
right.
It could have 6 months worth of cat hair in it,
Oh.
or whatever.
Very off script here, but we just got back an apartment last weekend. He's been there 6 years, and he never cleaned the exhaust fan, and so that exhaust fan was brand new. So it was really maximum velocity. It was just pulling stuff in a bathroom. It had literally a 1/4 inch of hair on it. I mean, we hadn't been in there in 6 years.
Yeah.
It like literally 1/4 inch of hair. I don't know how it was running. I couldn't believe it didn't burn a motor out.
Right.
But we pulled it down and it just you could just peel it off. It was
Lovely.
just different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
I guess.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna end here with some rapid fire questions,
Okay.
just so the audience get to know you a little bit better from a business side and even a little bit of a personal side. I saw this on another podcast. I thought it was really cool. Thought, that's interesting. Just in a few words, you kind of get to know somebody a little bit better. But some of these may have already been discussed. But first one: brokering or contracting?
Brokering.
Brokering.
Yep.
Long, drawn out, expensive deal, or a quick hitting, less expensive deal?
Long drawn out.
Gotcha. What scares you more, a foundation issue or a drain system issue?
They're usually related.
Yeah,
If
right.
you've got water issues, you've got foundation
Yeah,
issues.
yeah.
But I have had. I think. It's hard to say. I would say foundation issues are a little more.
Yeah.
They make me a little more nervous.
Concrete.
Yeah.
Depends on where the plumbing's coming. Chris,
Because a lot of times water can just be downspouts, clean your gutters.
Exactly.
It can be so simple.
Exactly.
Fix the grade.
Right.
Right. Not that there's a river running through your basement. Or,
Right.
But so I would say foundation.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Beach and boating or mountains and hunting?
Mountains and hunting.
Oh.
I've had the beach and boating.
I've been on your boat before. That's why I know this one.
Yep. I would definitely say at this point in my life, I would much rather be
Gotcha.
hunting or up in the mountains camping or something.
Superman or Batman?
Yeah, both of those are DC. I'm a Marvel guy.
Oh.
So I'd say the Hulk.
Hulk or Spidey?
I would be the Hulk.
Okay.
I want to smash something. I want to smash the crap of it. I think that after an experience like that, I'd have the best sleep in my life. just turning
rid of
green
it.
and just destroying everything, and then just take a good long nap. So,
rock and roll or country?
country.
Country,
Yep,
okay.
definitely.
Night in the town or a quiet night at home?
Quiet night at home.
I'm
all
telling
day
you.
long. All day long.
Yeah, I'm with you
I can't
there.
even imagine being single anymore.
Math and science, reading and English?
Math and science.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Lastly, Tom Ferry or Joe Rogan in your spare time when you're listening to things?
Tom Ferry.
Tom Ferry,
yeah.
real estate.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I like Joe. He's great.
Yep.
He's entertaining.
He's entertaining.
But if I want to learn something,
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I use podcasts as well, is for learning.
Yep.
And that's what hopefully this one is an educational podcast for
Yep.
people who are trying to get into the game that we're.
we are so blessed nowadays to
Oh, yeah.
have this. These kids got YouTube and they got podcasts. You should never have to question anything in this world.
Yeah, you
You're
just go figure it
10
out.
seconds away from
Yes.
a video that
Right.
explains it.
Right.
Honestly.
I agree.
You got no excuse.
To learn how
We
to
had
be
to
a builder,
crack a friggin' book.
or
We
get
had
a
to
mentor.
find the book first.
In the
doing
library
decimal
or where-
system? Dear God. Not
Really-
that I ever went.
Now, is anything else you want to say in closing, or anything like that that you've wanted to get off your chest or anything?
No, I would say if you guys have any multi-family questions, hit this guy up. He's living the dream. I mean, he has taken it to the next level, and I would say that you can't go wrong with Bob Biggins.
Thanks
You
very
really
much,
can't.
Ryan.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
thanks for your time. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
And I look forward to a ripe career here at Realty Executives.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks.